Hello and welcome to the Built In The Bronx podcast. I am your host, Maximilian Hill, here at the podcast studio at Lehman College. And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Paula Aidoo, and she is a star computer science student here at Lehman College. And she's a 4-time intern. Paula, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. So how semester is in full swing. How's it treating you?
It's going well. Everything is going well.
Good. So I know a lot of the students that Swathi and I are working with are right in the midst of an internship search and job search. And, you have had a very unique experience. I think a lot of students are lucky if they get one internship, and you've had 4. So tell me about your 4 internships.
Yeah. I mean, initially, I struggled finding internships and success. And really what I had to ask myself is, what do I need to do to get these internships, right? And so it was really 2 things: being persistent and being able to adapt to the market at the time. And so I would say putting myself out there, for example. I made sure to connect with professors. Something that I wasn't doing before. I was connecting with professors. I was connecting with, Lehman, my peers and alumni, to kind of understand what I need to be able to succeed in the sector. So with all the knowledge that I got, it got to the time where I could now apply it. And so I was applying to things. I was going to tech conferences, and I was really putting myself out there and selling myself out there to show that I have the skills and I'm interested in, getting all of these opportunities. And so I was constantly saying yes to everything and putting myself out there.
Yeah, I think when you're first starting out, you do have to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And you give yourself the opportunity to prove yourself. And also you mentioned connecting with your professors, right? Because they have networks. A lot of them have worked in the industry. And if you get that one, key introduction to someone, that could make or break your career. And I think a lot of our students don't realize that some of the students think that, well, I'm just such a good programmer, my work is going to speak for itself. And I just, that's not the best strategy because you have to be a good programmer, but you also have to know people.
Yeah.
So definitely you have to put yourself out there. Doing podcasts like this, that's one way of putting yourself out there. And there's a little fear, but that's part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So which places did you get? Tell me, which companies did you intern at?
Yeah, so my first internship was with Actioniq, which is a data science company. My next internship after that was with the Wall Street Journal. Mm-hmm. After that, I got to intern.
Very famous, world-renowned company.
Yes, yeah. And I got to intern with BNY Mellon after that, which is Bank of New York Mellon. Mm-hmm. And lastly, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, which is the MTA.
Very good. So a couple tech companies, public organization, and a news organization. Now, these days, I think every company is becoming kind of a tech company, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about your experience at the Wall Street Journal, and because that's one of the oldest newspaper companies in America, and now everything is going away from print, so it's become a digital newspaper, which is a tech newspaper.
Yeah.
So tell me about your role in. I think if I remember correctly, you worked on an inflation tracker, right?
Yes, I did.
Tell me about that project.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I think putting both my storytelling passion and my technological background and skill together to create products for the current time on stories that were being told. So currently, at the time, was the inflation tracker, which basically kind of told Americans or shared with Americans the grocery prices and how how the economy has affected the prices of them. Mm-hmm. And I got to kind of create a visual representation, kind of play around and add features to how it could story tell to Americans, and for them to be able to see that the number changes in groceries.
Yeah, I think storytelling is such a vital skill these days. I think Jeff Bezos, the Amazon CEO, I read an article that said his best skill is storytelling, and then he surrounds himself with the best in the world at what they do. But that's awesome. And how many people clicked Do you know how many people clicked
Oh
on the
my
inflation
goodness.
tracker?
I believe over 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, we have great students here at Lehman doing big things. Yeah, that's really cool. Anyone at Wall Street Journal that really helped you along, kind of showed you the
Oh my
ropes?
goodness, yes. Brian Witten
Okay.
was really great. Till Deldrop, Vivian Tran. I could list a list of names. I really utilized the coffee chat hours and made sure to connect with as many people as I could. And so I believe that that's really important and a great opportunity to constantly learn. So I could list a great number of names, but I just want to emphasize to constantly connect with people and build your network, because through that opportunity of talking to people, I've learned so much, and it has really pushed me in the trajectory of where I'm leading myself to.
Yeah. Tell me about Actioniq.
Yeah,
So that was
Actioniq.
data science, right?
Yes, but I worked as a software engineer.
Okay.
They had a problem with their customer data platform where it would shut down at a certain number of jobs. And so I got to work on understanding and analyzing what was causing the shutdowns and problems in the data platform, yeah.
Okay, so data science, very popular industry right now. What did you learn about data science?
I learned how important it is to, the quantifying of numbers and how it's important to understand and analyze numbers and how great they are in terms of making decisions.
Yeah, I think it's so much opportunity here. I think Simon Aites, you know Simon?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he just started. He was a Lehman alum.
Yeah.
And I think he just started a master's program in South Korea.
Yes.
I saw his Instagram story the other day. So shout out to Simon.
Shout out to Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
안녕하세요. Yeah. That's I think,
Anya.
Yeah. Anya. Yeah. He was. So I think he's pursuing a career in data science as well.
Yeah, it's funny. Simon was actually an inspiring force for me. When I started at Lehman, we had a class together, and he really inspired me to put myself out there. And, he got the Wall Street Journal. And at the time, I thought it was impossible because I did struggle with imposter syndrome. And to have made it this far, to have also gotten the opportunity to intern at the Wall Street Journal, just like Simon, felt impossible at the time. And so being able to have done that now feels like a dream. And so I just really want to emphasize to anyone watching who feels like it's impossible, it's hard to get where they want to get. Believe in yourself first and know that it is possible, and make the changes that you need to make to get there.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Tell me about your time at Lehman. Are there any professors here who kind of had a strong impact on your experience here?
Yeah, I would say Lorik Madmaruto.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, I think at the time of the deciding factor of do I want to continue computer science or not, he was the first professor I had in Intro to Programming. And I think having him really made me realize, there are opportunities out there. He made it known that you can succeed in computer science. And so I really, really I give a lot of kudos to him.
Yeah, he runs. He does a great job, I think, in the computer lab. I know the students think highly of him. The faculty all think highly of him.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
Guy.
And I got to see you speak at the Google Developer Group Devfest.
Yeah.
Right here at Lehman. Tell me what that was like.
No, that was awesome. Getting to kind of engage with every participant that showed up, getting to share my story, getting to inspire other people was really an amazing experience, and I would do that 1,000 times over.
Yeah, I think I've heard so many very successful people say public speaking is such a vital skill to have, because I think people are scared of it. Most people are very afraid of speaking in front of people, so that means most people won't try it. And the people who do try it usually don't stick around. But if you can master a skill like that, that's
for sure,
really
100%.
good investment in your own skills.
Exactly, yeah. And also I think being a resource to other people is important, because I definitely felt like a lot of people were resources for me. And so
Yeah.
that was kind of also my driving force. And I definitely believe public speaking is an essential skill that a lot of people should definitely have.
Yeah. So I had another guest on the podcast. Her name's Vanessa Aaron. Have you met her?
Yes.
Yeah. So she is from, like you, she's from Ghana.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me about your journey from Ghana to New York City.
Yeah. So I think New York, it has some resemblance to Ghana. The community, the diversity. There's a lot of similarities. But I think being here, the biggest driving force of being here, the differences is in the can you reword the question? I'm sorry.
No, I just want to just generally talk about your journey from Ghana coming to New York. What were some of the challenges for you? And I guess, what are the differences coming from Ghana, to the biggest city in the world?
Yeah. Okay. So the challenges, I would say, was just being in a new environment, being somewhere that I have never been before. And I was able to overcome that once again by my constant curiosity, my persistence in understanding people and how the education system worked at the time, just trying to constantly overcome that, learn, have fun, and experience America for what it is.
Yeah.
And in terms of what the differences are, I would say, I don't know. There's no place like home. I can't describe it, but there's no feeling like being home. So I'd say that's the biggest difference.
Yeah. I know when I spoke with Vanessa, because she came here, I think, during COVID. So can you imagine coming here, new country, and then adjusting during one of the most uncertain times in recent history? And that's what I've been here at Lehman for a year now. And I got to say, I've just been so many incredible stories, just meeting students from all over the world that come here. And it's such a unique place. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to meet and, get to know people like you and Vanessa.
Yeah.
It's, truly inspiring. And then, you got people like Simon going over to South Korea.
Yeah, I know.
I'd love to go one day, maybe visit them, check out South Korea. That'd be pretty cool.
You have $1 million in your name, so you're free to go everywhere.
I wish I could walk into the bank and just say, hey, can I get a loan on my name?
Max the million. Max the million, everyone.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But no, this is great. So what's next for you? What's next?
Check out my LinkedIn for
right.
what's next. Yeah.
Sounds good. Paula, thank you so much for coming on the Built In The Bronx podcast.
Sure.
Really appreciate having you.
Thank you.
And best of luck with everything, okay?
Thank you so much, Max.
Thank you. If you're hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, we sincerely thank you. If you did enjoy the episode, we'd really appreciate it if you left us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please feel free to let us know about any topics that you'd like to see in future episodes. We look forward to seeing you next week.